Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. It has been a while. I apologize, but yeah, with it being so hot outside and me being busy with PhD stuff, there was no way I could record videos the last few days, weeks. But anyways, we have a campaign feature Sunday Kingdom here with two highly impactful stamps on Herald and Broker, one each. And Herald is durationified, so after playing a Herald, it will stay in play, and the next turn we get an extra card and an extra action. So it's essentially a reliable village here. And also Broker has Treasurified, so it's also a treasure. Now, this usually would not be super impactful, but if we look at this kingdom, we see, so it would essentially allow you to just play brokers in your treasure playing phase and I don't know, get an extra action out of that. But here we have a card that cares about the first card during your turn being a treasure, being played during your turn being a treasure. So if you manage to play your broker during your action phase, maybe even with a way, like Way of the Frog that is here, then you will top deck all of your landing parties, enabling you to essentially use them every turn as long as you can draw into them. And with Broker, I don't know, you trash an estate for +2 cards because the landing parties um, the landing parties activate immediately when you play the Broker, I believe. So if you play the broker, I know, and then you draw into something, well, you won't have any actions left. That's stupid, but I think with Way of the Frog, you should be able to work around this quite nicely. Then there's Groom to grab cheap forecast cards or good forecast actions, and there are so many forecast actions that we want that we will probably just want to stock up on Grooms as much as we can. There is Ironmonger as another village. Expand would be nice to get rid of our coppers because Broker is not great at doing that, even though Treasurified it's a bit nicer. There is plus buy in abundance, which we can easily gain with Groom, so we don't need to care about this early on. Haggler for making our buy phase more explosive. Rogue as a light attack, that's probably not going to matter too much, especially if you, I don't know, broker a silver or so every turn and is essentially a defense against that. And Cobbler as an alternative, like workshop, allowing you to gain stuff to your hand, gain good cards to your hand. Good cards here because, well, there are many good cards costing up to 4. And on top of that, we have Order of Astrologers, allowing you 4 favors to pick cards to put on top of your deck when shuffling. And that is especially impactful for the opening because you're guaranteed to top deck your opening card or one of your opening cards. And here, yeah, well, top decking Groom is amazing, of course, but also since we have the 5/2, we might just go for a Cobbler that we top deck. And then on turn 4, we will be able to put a good 4 cost card in our hand. Now, the Kingdom plot reflects the fact that this one has a lot of gains in Groom, Cobbler, Abundance plus buy, Haggler, Expand, I guess. So, yeah, the gains are off the charts. The attack is not that impactful. There is Alt VP in, let me think. Oh, yeah, I haven't mentioned this yet, in Colony and Platinum. So you should be able to build big here, though with Groom being around, able to grab loads of these cheap forecast cards and accelerate your cycling, this might not last all too long. Let's see. Anyways, opening wise, I think both openings are good. The 5/2, I believe, is a bit better, although I could also be convinced that it is not, because you also, well, might not reach good numbers during turn 4 and turn 5, turn 3 and turn 4, because all you really want to continue hitting is 4, and opening Groom Silver might make that more likely than opening Cobbler and nothing. And top decking the Cobbler means that, well, you need to find 4 coppers with it on turn 3 to hit 4, which is not that likely, and then turn 4 is a bit more likely to hit 5. Hit. What am I saying? Hit 4. Now, anyways, let's worry about that in a bit. The 4-3 is super solid. Top decking your Groom is super nice. So yeah, we are just going to go for that. And I did not even realize that shelters were in this game, but that makes the village situation even lighter. We do not want to frog the necropolis, as we do not want to have it in our hand turn 3, or do we? We could deliberately frog it because it's going to be shuffled in anyways, and then just skip our next turn. Hope that we hit 4 then on turn. Yeah, I think I like that. Actually, let's frog it. Yeah, just because that way turn 4 might be a good one. And we end our buys. We top deck the Cobbler. Just play the Cobbler here. We hit 3, which is super suboptimal, of course. But as long as, or not super suboptimal, but suboptimal, as long as we find this stuff, should be good. Can grab a Groom that can maybe just grab a landing party, and we buy another Groom. Yeah, we can care about brokers later, while hitting 2 here is pretty useless. Hopefully our Grooms don't collide. Okay, they don't. And now we have landing party down there, a Groom, a Cobbler. I believe we just grab another landing party and another Cobbler. And of course also the horse. And yeah, then already we should be able to do good stuff now. Let's play this horse, I believe. And that's not optimal because we don't hit 4 here. This still could just be another Groom. And do we skip our buys? Do we want a silver here? Is silver better than nothing? No, I think we actually buy an estate. Like we could also Groom for an estate that has a fail case of finding the overgrown estate, and we hit 3 anyways. No, I think we buy the estate, replace the hovel with a higher value card, and just keep going that way. And now I think we should start with the Groom stuff. So we go for with the broker stuff. We go for broker and Groom, or a Herald. A Herald would mean that next turn we are guaranteed to draw into landing parties. So I think I like that. Because we won't have the cobblers coming in. And we can just trash the overgrown estate for... Well, let's hope we find the broker next turn. I think we do need to... Let's go for an action here. Top deck a landing party. We do need to maybe put another broker into the deck for that reason. Let's start out with the landing party. Put a broker here. That gives us a silver as well, which is probably something we don't really want that much, but oh well. And play this horse. Amazing. And I think I prefer to top deck the broker. Just go for an expand here. So this broker next turn. We have so many good cards down there. We have Groom, we have, well, I think we have at least 2 Grooms, and what else do we have down there? We could, because what I'm thinking is we could also just play the broker for draw, trash the silver, and then just say, okay, next turn we just need to, I think it's slightly better, slightly more risky. And of course, we don't even find any of the nice stuff we intended to find. But oh well, we are rewarded with this, with the groom being on top anyways, and that way we get to top deck the landing parties, and now everything should be pretty good because we will keep having this influx of broker landing party stuff working for us. Should probably pick up another groom here. Maybe I wouldn't say a cobbler if we had hmm, if we had found both cobblers here. Now, since we didn't, maybe it's just a Haggler actually. So although Haggler is not doing that much for us, could also just be a landing party and then yet another groom, and then the next turn we start out again with this broker, and that can just trash. This is slightly annoying, although no, we can just gain this Herald to our hand. The game is very close to ending. I'm just realizing, like there might even be a win this turn on like Grooms and Estates, but I'm not quite sure we have it guaranteed yet. So probably Herald it is. We can trash this Necropolis for an action. Doesn't need to be to stay in our deck, and then we're guaranteed for this Herald to hit the landing party, which can play normally. Can put yet another Groom into the deck, although we really need to be careful that we score enough then. Mm, let's go for that. And this is actually quite bad because, well, we only hit 5 here. If AI manages to do some Groom estate shenanigans, then we might be toast here. Let's see. Yeah. Maybe I misplayed there, but maybe also it's too much of an ask for AI. I don't remember how many grooms it has. Maybe it has not enough grooms, and then that way we should be fine here because we can broker again for with Way of the Frog to top deck some landing parties that we are guaranteed to hit with this broker, with this Herald. Man, I can't talk anymore. And now we have all these nice landing parties. Yeah, swoop in, can groom for grooms. We can easily, I think, draw into everything that's in there. Do we want to expand into something first? No, I think maybe just expanding into a stage might be the move anyways. And these grooms can pick up estates. And apart from this slightly scary penultimate turn, I would say everything went quite nicely. We get to expand, I guess, a cobbler into a province. We get to trash this for a colony and just win in 11 turns rather fast. And yeah, okay, in the end, AI only had 2 grooms and the expand and probably trashed some, no? No, it didn't trash any grooms. Oh, but that was not enough to contest these 5 estates. Maybe even me buying the duchy on the penultimate turn, like the safety duchy, was a mistake. Should have been a landing party if there were any landing parties left, but I don't think there were. Or a herald, just something a bit more reliable, something for more reliability. But yeah, don't sleep on grooms. They do the heavy lifting in kingdoms like this where there's many desirable 4-cost cards. And yeah, I also think the Cobbler opening, of course, was pretty nice. Had we found the Overgrown Estate turn 3, I might have contemplated gaining on turn 4, of course, where the Cobbler was coming in. Might have contemplated brokering it, but as it was, I think it was better to just go with the Groom immediately. The horse it puts into your deck is amazing, and the landing party also. And you just want to keep cycling. We didn't even manage to trash all that much. We trashed our hovel, I guess, our necropolis at some point. None of our coppers were trashed just because we had so many horses and landing parties in the deck. One thing we might have needed to do as well was utilize Order of Astrologers more with Broker getting some favors, but it didn't feel like there was ever a real time for doing so. So yeah, I don't know. I like this playthrough. I hope you enjoyed as well, and I'm going to enjoy my Sunday afternoon coffee in the blistering heat of Munich. Currently, we have like 35 degrees outside. It's like 30 degrees in my flat. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will try to catch you in the next one, whenever that might be. There might be another long break. Apologies in advance. But yeah, life is busy. Anyways, with that, goodbye.